Going on, guys? As you know, it's 801 Tactical here, bringing you this after range report on the NorthTac Ronin P12-c red dot sight. Main reason I wanted to make this video was to touch on something that happened to me, something that I experienced when I was at the range with it earlier, and just kind of wanted to touch on it. It was something that honestly almost ended my testing review of this red dot. I mean, after only a few rounds. It's the NorthTac Ronin P12 Ronin Series P12-c red dot. I mean, it's a very, if you ask me, it's a very clean, very nice looking red dot. It's got the kill flash lens cover that you can put on there if you want. Looking through it, it does have a shake wake feature on the red dot itself, so it just comes on. But when I went to zero it in, I really haven't made any adjustments. So as far as any adjustments to the elevation and windage knobs, I haven't made any adjustment to those yet, because as you'll see, I really didn't have that need to. But I'll touch on that here in a second. But it's your standard style of elevation and windage adjustment knobs, where you can use the lens cap itself to fit in there and give it some turns. Again, I really don't want to make any turns with it because as you can see, it was already pretty much zeroed in for me at 25 yards. Still debating on whether I want to make some adjustments to get it at 50, but we'll see about that. But one thing I did want to touch real quick on, overall thoughts on this red dot were definitely positive. Just safety check, just to clear. Got the BCM Gunfighter Mod 3B charging handle that I first trip to the range too, so actually worked out really nice. Anyway, so back to the Ronin P12. So when I was taking the first 3 shots, I took the first 3 shots aiming dead center on the target, which is right here. Took the next 3 to this corner, and took the next 3 over here to this corner. Now, on those initial 9 shots, after every single round that I would fire, the red dot would die. It would slowly, the red dot would slowly just die out, as if the battery was dying on it, was literally on its last breath. I would mess with it. I would shake it. I would press the buttons, try to get it back on, because you could turn it on and off just by pressing the 2 buttons at the same time to get it to turn off. And so I would mess with it, shake it, squeeze it, whatever. Shot the second round, third round, same, kept dying on me. Moved down to here to kind of get a different picture of where I was impacting at. I was aiming more kind of for this area. They fell kind of to the right. And then down here, I was aiming kind of for this area. And they hit kind of low to the left, which is, I don't know, kind of weird. Probably just me pulling the trigger or something. But again, on those 3 shots down here and 3 shots on the bottom right, it died after every single round. Thought that was kind of odd. Again, I was like, well, I guess I must have a faulty red dot or something's not right. So I guess my review ends here. Well, a few minutes after that, we got called range cold, and so I was like, you know what, let me just go see where my impacts were and kind of, think it over. So I went and looked, and my impacts were relatively close to where I was aiming. I mean, I was aiming dead center of the target. At 25 yards, the red dot was covering most of it, but I was aiming dead center. So, I mean, I can't honestly tell you which 3 of these it was. Had 2 random flyers somewhere in there. But I know that these 3, that kind of ripped together, but there's 2 here, 1 there. And then these 3 were pretty close to each other. Again, firing unsupported, as you can see in the video. Not using a bipod, not using a foam stand or anything, or a range stand or nothing. But so I was thinking, and I was kind of realizing after the first 4 or 5 rounds that it would come back on quickly whenever I would push on the battery cap. That would cause the red dot to just come on back almost immediately. So I did that through the remaining about last 4 rounds or so, and then when I walked back, they called range hot. I got back on the pistol, and I didn't have a coin or anything with me, but I did take the back end of a key and stuck it in there and gave it about, I mean, it was already pretty tight, but I gave it about another 1.5 full rotations, so 1.5 rotations to tighten this lens cap down pretty tight. I mean, there's no way I'm getting this thing off with my hands. I mean, it's on there really tight. I'm going to need probably a nickel or a key or something to get in there to get that loose. That's how tight that lens cap is. But after that, not a single issue with the red dot. It performed flawlessly after that. I didn't make any adjustments to the windage or elevation knobs because at 25 yards you can see where I was hitting just a little bit low at 25 yards. Those last few shots, or those last 7-8 shots that you see me in the video prior, it's all they're all somewhere in here. One of them is probably one of this one and that one too, but that's actually not bad. I mean, just mounted it, didn't make any adjustments, and was pretty much already zeroed in at again only at 25 yards. But to me, that's actually not bad, considering I'm gonna want to zero it in at 50. So I'm pretty much already zeroed in at 50. For a 50-yard zero at 25, you should be about 1 inch or 2 low. So I'm kind of in that area, in that ballpark already. So next time I get a chance here soon, I'm going to try take it out to the 50-yard and see what kind of impacts I can get on that. I am going to, however, use either a bipod or some kind of stand to give me a little bit more of a steady shot, just for grouping purposes, and also possibly switch it over to a 2-stage. This is the AOG Defense ACT trigger. Great smooth trigger, love it. For mil-spec style trigger, it's one of my favorites. But again, I mean, it's not really an accuracy trigger, although it is a big improvement over your standard mil-spec. I may throw one of my LaRue MBT2s in there, but again, my overall thoughts and opinions for what it's worth on this red dot. I mean, I'm sold. I love it. It has found a new home permanently on this 10.5. So this is where it's going to stay. I see no need to swap it out. I mean, I love the way it looks. It's held up really well so far. I say I probably have in total probably about 45 rounds through it. I know that's not a lot, so I do need to get it out to the range some more. And obviously run with it some more. But Haven't really seen any negative effects. Again, besides that battery cap being loose, which I thought it was tight. Again, that's on me, I guess. This needs to be really, really tight. But just kind of wanted to, you know, let you guys be aware of that, and also show you the target again, as to where my point of aim, and point of impact were, at 25 yards, with a newly mounted red dot. Against the NorthTac Ronin Series P12-c, which is absolute co-witness. The P12L has a lower 1/3 mount, but through here it's probably hard to see through both. But as you can see, it's my irons aren't really sighted in, but as you can see, it's absolute co-witness. So again, thank you very much, guys, for watching this video. Thank you very much for the support. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, leave any comments, any questions that you may have. Hope you all have a very Merry Christmas, very happy and safe New Year's. God bless. And again, just Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year's. Stay safe, and let's look out for one another.